Namaskar, this is Nagarajan. Hope my voice is clear. Uh, so far, we would have seen a lot of simulation, especially using FET, OLABs, and other sites like Java, Java, Java Doc, or sorry, Java Labs. What we would like to stress today is, other than the academic side, there are many things to teach children. These are not necessarily simulations. Okay. Today, I want to talk about a few such items. Okay. The first thing, let me show you something. This is doubt crunching. When I say doubt crunching, in online education, let me share my screen now. Hope my screen is visible to you. In online education, we used to get doubts through chat, especially when we are dealing with hundreds or thousands of people attending online. You could see here what's the difference between it is all acronyms or short forms. Diff, PTW, and then if you see here explain, it is not EXPLAIN. And this is not convergent means what in physics lens. Imagine convex and concave lens. And when people are asking doubts, instead of image, they will simply say IMJ. Okay. Light rays meet up. The student wants to ask a question, but it is not a grammatically correct sentence, or it's not a full sentence. Is concave, you look at it, this is spelling mistake. Concave is negative. Yes, instead of yes, the person is typing as Y. This is the way we get doubts from multiple students who are attending the class. How do we ensure that this is correct? These are all converging to a set of doubts. There are 100 such doubts. I'm just copying this. Now I'm coming back to browser. I am opening my AI engine. Okay. This is the AI engine. This is called doubt crunching. Now I'm asking, I will give 100 doubts with spell issues, grammar issues, etc. Can you crunch them into top 10 doubts? Okay. Here are the doubts. I am just copying and pasting and then asking the AI engine to check to what it is doing is, right? It is giving me a lesson plan for the lens. Now, what he is doing is distinction from other optical devices. Okay? General tips for understanding lens, something like that he is giving. Now I'm saying please crunch these doubts into top 10 areas. The moment I give that, it says there are a lot of questions. What usually happens is, even if 1,000 people, even if 1 lakh people attend online classes, many doubts will be repeating. The doubts can be classified into specific areas, and based on the doubts that I have given, the AI engine is, there are a lot of questions, but they boil down to a few key areas. Here are the top 10 doubts crunched into major topics. If you explain the core difference between convex and concave, right? Key terminology, image formation and lens conversion, object between f and 2f. If you answer these top 10, what do you mean by power of a lens? If you answer these top 10, it is equal to answering all the 100 doubts that we have sent. This is one use of artificial intelligence in terms of reducing the burden of number of questions. Okay. So the prompt that we usually give is crunch. This is called a doubt crunching. This we use a lot because I stop my screen. This we use a lot because when it comes to online education, in physical classrooms, you have got limited people, usually not 1,000 people attending the class. In online, it is not like that. Even when we deal with Swayam or Swayam Plus or NPTEL, lot of online audience, and you cannot expect them to type a full proper English sentence as a doubt. You cannot expect. So this doubt crunching is one technique that you can use a lot. The second thing that I want to stress today, right, is reminding parents. Okay. Let me share my screen once again. This is a very powerful thing. Today, what we are going to see is nothing to do with actual subjects. This is something like this is actually in fact in the topic that we have given, from teachers to we have to become mentors. This is one area that we would like to give more stress to teachers. So we have to do a lot of character building in students, giving them the overall development of the person, not just academically good excellence alone. Okay. Reminding parents. Okay. The first thing, some of the schools that we have tried, we found immense impact of this. In fact, one of the things that we have found, we have seen phenomenal changes in the behavior of parents. Let me give you one example. Imagine your own kid asking you this question: did you separate out the green and, or say, blue wastage? In houses, we have green waste and blue waste. Green waste meaning biodegradable waste. For example, the banana peel, it can be degraded. It is biodegradable. Tea powder, after using that, the tea powder, these are all the material. If you put it on the soil or put it allow them to decay, it will decay within a week or within 10 days. It becomes a great manure. But in between, there's a process of staling, so you may get bad smell and other stuff. But there is a process to make them recycling. You can do recycling. Blue waste is like you have got some wood, you have got some plastic, you have got some glass pieces, glass bottles. Some plastic, some glass, again they are recyclable. Then there will be another basket. Typically, you can have the wastages that cannot be recycled like the way we do for glass or plastic. For example, wood or cardboard. It's a different kind of thing that we need to treat, right? All these things, this is the thing that we can do wonders. Your own kid asking you this question before you put them in the pack and then throw it out. Did you ask, did you do, mom, did you separate out before putting it out of the house? Will it make an impact or not? Let me tell you why this is extremely important. You do a simple search, solid waste management, Surat city. Okay. This is Surat in Gujarat. This city has a solid waste management program. Okay. Almost every day, 2,200 metric tons is generated as waste by the entire city, of which 2150 is transported. There's a huge amount of the city is divided into multiple zones. Then they are also telling you how many vehicles are used, from how many hotels they collect, what is the kind of solid wastage they produce every day. You can visit this site. Imagine 2,200 tons of waste every day. I'm giving you this statistics. I'm clicking on that. Okay. May 2025, 691 vehicles. Okay. 1725 trips. On a daily basis, 2490 metric tons is collected. You look at it. If you see here, from September 24, 2,200 tons, 2,500 tons. The wastage every month is increasing day by day by day. This is daily. Every day you are talking about 2,000 tons of garbage is collected in Surat city alone. Imagine Vijayawada, imagine Hyderabad, Vizag, Chennai, Bombay, Kolkata. Every city, every tier 1 city, every tier 2 city, every tier 3 city is collecting this much of garbage. But you cannot put all the garbage in one basket and then throw. It is going to be a nightmare for the municipality. Instead of government giving so many rules, you have to teach your kids. You ask your parents to separate out food wastage, plastic wastage, wood and paper wastage. Separate it out. There will be 3 separate bins, baskets outside the house. Put it there. This is where a clean city needs to ensure that garbage is properly collected, garbage is properly recycled and treated. But this cannot come from government alone. and this cannot come by force alone. The soft power are kids. Children are the soft power. Children, if they ask the parents, they will oblige. Every day, if they ask, 10 days, the parent may refuse. But 11th day, when the kid is asking, they will change. Same way, did you switch off your mobile 30 minutes before going to bed? Okay. Or your kid should remind. If normally you are going to bed, let us say 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, imagine by 8:30 or 9 itself, your kid is reminding you. Not somebody else, not an alarm from the mobile phone. Your own son or daughter telling you, switch off your mobile. How many times you told them to switch off, or you told them not to see TV? Same way, encourage your kids also to remind you towards good behavior, good practices. Third one, did you brush your teeth before going to bed? Again, I am giving some examples. Your kid reminding you, and your kid is asking, how many pages you read today from a book? Today, say 10 days continuously, your kid is asking, did you read anything today? Did you read anything today? Did you read anything today? 11th day, you will read. You are obliged to your own son or daughter. This is the softest power that you can see, that it can bring impact and changes. Unfortunately, their own parents may not tell them, but if the school tells them, remind politely a few things. Small activities in our day-to-day practices will bring immense impact in our life. It will give immense change in our behavior. One such example is one of the kids during summer camp, they said, our typical Bharatiya culture is to give namaskar to the parents, usually daily, if not at least weekly once. This is a standard practice. Even as a birthday, I used to do namaskar to my own elders. These are standard practices. There's nothing to do with academics, nothing to do with the region or language or religion. These are all just standard practices. Respect. A kid was doing this respect, started doing this respect to their parents. Suddenly that they were actually quarry laborers. They do manual work in quarry. Suddenly one day the parents came to the school and told that, sir, I have given up drinking. The father said, sir, I don't know what to do, but when my kid, my own son, is respecting me this much, I see this as something phenomenal. Thanks for the school for inculcating these great practices. I gave up drinking because I have to stand tall in my own son's heart. Of course, there will be exceptions, but the thing is, these are all the things. Kids can bring change in elders. That is the point that we want to stress. It is not like we as elders bring changes in the kids, but kids can bring tremendous amount of change in our day-to-day life and activities. This is the point that I want to stress as a second thing. I stop my screen. Now I come back to video. In how many schools we have typically monthly parent-teacher association meeting? Every school, can you please raise hands? If you conduct parent teacher association meeting every month, can you please raise your hands? Or is it happening once in a quarter only? Is it every month or is it once a quarter? I could see a few hands raising. Okay. At least once in a term, like quarterly, half yearly, annual, once in a term, out of the 3 terms that you have, do you conduct one parent teacher association meeting? If so, can you please raise your hands or you can type it in the chat. Either way, it's fine. Anybody? Anybody? Any schools that conduct monthly parent teacher association meetings? Yeah, good. At least a few hands raising. See, sometimes it may be formal, sometimes it may be informal. It's not that always it is something like we have to conduct. It's not like something that we have to. In some cases, there are mandatory stuff. In some cases, there are obligatory. In some, when I say obligatory, oh, some big shots or some donors asked my schools to conduct. That is why I'm doing. It's not like that. It has to come naturally. Okay. Fine. Fine. Now, the third thing that I want to stress today, I share my screen once again. We have shown you yesterday Wordle, Spellbee, something like that. Same way, there are mind games. Okay. Again, there are paid sites, there are open source sites, there are free sites. Brain games or mind games, there are tons of these things. Private tuition centers, home tuitions, I would say one-to-one home tuitions, online home tuitions like classroom.com, something like that. There are many sites like that. One-to-one online tuition centers. Homeschooling people, a lot of people have been using these mind games. One of the cautions that I will do, see, look here, there is something like a hangman. There is something, wherever there is something related to killing, cutting, beating, shooting, you need to avoid these games. Unfortunately, along with good bads are also there. But the thing is, especially things like hangman or shooting or cutting with sword, beating, kicking, all these things to be avoided. You need to choose games that really helps people to do something like, for example, I take math games. Okay. This is what is called gamification, right? Solve the mathematics puzzle. Okay. Just divides. A lot of such games, small games, you can play it for. Some games will ask you to sign up, some games will ask you to, okay, sign up, or some, we don't want any paid sites. Even paid sites provide a whole lot of uh, free games. Okay, so we don't want you to go and then pay something. What I would like to do is, this is the ad, something like coming out here. We are moving through the ad, so these ads will keep coming. Okay, but this is one area that we would like to stop. And then if I start playing, there are, even if you play one small game, okay, so this is like, because these are all like a This is how they make money out of these sites. Okay? If they say skip ad, because it's a free site, it cannot be shown in the school for some reason. In some areas, there are. I'm just showing one site. There are many other sites that you can really look into. These games are meant. I'm not going to play a game here. I'm just showing you because these are the games especially for mind tuning. Again, matchstick problem. When I say play, help, more games, play 3 minus 5 equal to, right? I want to make sure 3 minus 5, right? So I need to make sure how to arrange these sticks, right? It is basically trying to arrange the matchsticks. Okay, try again. Okay, now I say 2 minus 5 is not equal to 0. Try again. 5 minus 5 is equal to 0, or 3 minus 3. You can try that out. Okay, 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. It is like dragging and dropping these matchsticks to ensure this equation is good. This is just one thing. Now, if I say recycle 8 minus something like this, right? 74. So this is like we have to arrange these matchsticks. Okay, I'm just stopping. Okay, I just want to stop. This is full screen. I want to stop this. Okay, just 1 second. You can stop playing this game at any point of time, but it is like question. Okay, restart. I close the screen because there is some music coming out of this one. So this is just one game that I was showing. When you actually do mind games, when you do a search, brain games or mind games, do a search, you will get a lot of suggestions from Google. You can use any of these sites, right? But the caution is, unfortunately, the caution that I want to give it to you is, I just stop sharing my screen. There are sites which are having violence. There are sites, again, violence, when I say, it's like a hangman or shooting, something like that. These are all addictive games, but they really not suggested because it is somehow putting that seed of violence in the kids. You don't have, you should not choose those things. It's a standard caution. But there are many games like mathematics games, word games, picture games. These are not simulations. These are all gamified content. The same addition, subtraction, reading a word, juggling the word, juggling the letters, everything can be done using these games. You can promote. Again, it's up to you. Even if you play just one game every 15 days, that is okay. It's not a must. It is not mandatory. These are all purely only when you have a time. But these are mind stimulators. They try to make sure that you are slightly pushed towards a goal. Within 2 minutes you have to solve. Within 3 minutes you have to solve. And it will ensure that the kid is trying to move. So you can identify a set of games which are non-violent, which are productive, which are advisory. You can try to show these games, play these games. This is another area that helps students to get attention. Another thing I would like to stress to you. Okay, before that, I want to conduct. We just saw two things: one, artificial intelligence, doubt crunching, and these mind games and reminding. A few activities that I was asking encourage the kids to ask the parents. Just conduct a poll for a minute. Do you like the simulations, especially the AI based doubt crunching? You can please vote. Okay. Because the gamified content is totally new to most of our Indian classes. Simulation contents are definitely there. Again, there are debates whether we should go for games like this. Private, even government sites provide games in many countries. In many countries, government sites provide games because games, but instead of the student seeing some other screen or some other content, let them play something as an academic game. That is the thing. It's not like hard and fast rule, but definitely violent stuff should be avoided from that. Okay, fine. I stop here on the poll. Now I am coming back. The next thing that I want to show is very specifically on warm up techniques before class. I would like to hear from you before you start taking the class. What kind of warm up you are, when I say warm up, bringing them up to speed, you try with the students. What do you do? One of the normal things is when you enter the class, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. That we do. Other than that, what do? You can tell that through chat. If you can type it, what technique you use through chat, it will be great. I'll wait. I would like to hear from you in terms of what kind of warm up you try to do. Okay. There is a company called OKI. Okay. This is a Japanese company. Oki Electric. Okay. Oki. One of my friends visited this company long back in Japan. Their entire office, he could see purely white. Walls are white, floor is white, uniform is white, everything is white, white and white. You cannot find dirt at all in the entire office, even in the factory. Why? They said we are manufacturing goods which are reaching millions and millions of people. Even some small dirt particles can mess up the quality. That is why we want to ensure if it is white, you can always figure out there is a problem. It is dirty. We want to ensure we are ultra clean. Imagine thousands of workers working in that factory and office are very conscious about even a small piece of dirt is not ignored. It is cleaned. I'm stunned. What they do know in their office, when you enter the office, currently, when we enter the school, by the time of starting the school, we have a prayer. We have an assembly. We have a small prayer. We do that. Maybe 5 minutes. Then 10 minutes. We again go back to classes. This company, when the employees come in, there are multiple halls. Parallel. Hall 1 and hall 2, 100 people. Hall 2, another 100 people. Hall 3, another 100 people. Again, there is another hall after that. First, you enter the plant. 10 minutes. You have to do simple Tai Chi. Okay. Again, this is a practice that when my friend went there. Today, how it has transformed, I don't know. But a simple technique. you ask the students, because a slow movement in the hand and the head for just 1 minute, okay? You just make them to change the hand like this, very slowly, cautiously, both left hand and right hand. You ask them to do like this, okay? It's like just turning, but don't do like this, like fast. No, do it very slowly. 5 times slowly this way, 5 times very slowly this way. 30 to 40 seconds will be over. You just make them to do 1 minute. Head movement, very slowly, ask them to turn right, ask them to turn left. This is one of the and move up and down, because the brain is here. You need a lot of blood circulation for the brain. They are all sitting, okay? From the heart, it has to pass through this neck, this side, and then you need to ensure that neck and shoulders are, you have to rotate the shoulders like this. Stand up and sit down is a practice that was used for a long time. That is also good because they are sitting for 40 minutes. Over and above that, for the brain, for better circulation of blood, slow movement of hands, like this, slow movement of heads like this, up and down, right? And a few things like forehead, just do like this. It will sound very odd. Oh, what is this guy telling? What is all these things? And then behind your ears, this area, from head to neck, 10 times. This, let them just gently do a massage. Reason is blood circulation to the brain is not uniform for everybody. You are sitting in the class for 40 minutes. You need certain small stimulants to your own physical body to ensure that blood circulation is done properly. This will enhance just 1 minute of the small hand movement, head movement, and forehead and behind the ear, something like this. This is the good start to ensure that the kids are energized. Even you try for a few days, just 1 minute. I'm not asking more than anything else, just only 1 minute of this for the, especially the upper body portion, head and neck. This is very important. Head and neck movement, and then small hand movements like this. I can tell you this very confidently. You take any religious practices also, irrespective of religions across the world, so many religions are there. Some movement, some way or other, these movements are there. Either face like this, or hands like this, or moving the head like this. Somewhere in the religious principles also these are there, because from a long time people have observed these are very helpful. Why do we do this in religious practices? Because we trust and follow. Before you worship, you ensure that you give your best attention from your brain, right? Even if you are a non-believer, this is a physical exercise that helps you to energize. So these energy boosting small activities, all I am asking is try for 1 minute with your own kids. You will see a difference in 5 days. This is number one. Neck, head, basic hand movement, gently massaging forehead and this thing. Because why I'm talking about forehead? In the brain, the front portion is for reasoning, thinking. Deep inside the brain are the memory, and then some of the things that you do memorizing, that will not come to the forehead. When you get headache, your forehead is paining. Why? Because you are thinking too much. And then this area of the brain is the frontal lobe is getting stressed. That is why you get tension headache. But you need to rub like this. Small actions like this will take you a long way. That's number one. Number two, in that company, first they will ask every employee to do this for 10 minutes. Second, they have to come to the second hall, sit down, do 10 minutes of simple breathing, rhythmic breathing. When I say rhythmic breathing, just inhale slowly, exhale slowly. That's all, nothing else. When my friend asked that company, 10 plus 10, 20 minutes, sir. 20 minutes, thousands of workers, like 2,000 workers. Are we not wasting time? The company head laughed at him. If you don't do this, that is where the wastage comes from. Because 2,000 of my employees and our contractors travel long distances by train, by car, by bus. They reach. From home, they are carrying so much of tension. With that tension, they enter my plant, manufacturing plant, start producing and assembling goods. That is where the problem comes. What I want is everyone, when they come from home to office to my factory, should leave behind all their physical stress, should leave behind all their mental stress, come extremely fresh inside the factory. This 20 minutes is not waste. This 20 minutes, it's my investment on my own people. That's what he said. It is a time investment. Real human resource management is that. Time investment in terms of ensuring every one of the employee is physically removing their stress, mentally removing their stress before starting their work. Even in the schools, the reason why we have assembly is that to have a diversion from all these things. But 1 minute of a small, simple, slow movement exercises like this and changing heads like this, up and down, sideways. Sometimes you may have to ask them to move their eyeballs also left to right, top to bottom. That is also a great exercise. 1 minute. Second thing, 1 minute, let them sit, close their eyes, just breathe in, breathe out, nothing else. 2 minutes of investment every 1 hour, right? Every class, if you try, it is not a wastage of time. It's an investment in the students because their wellness is extremely important. Their alert, they will be extremely alert when they start doing this because they also need a small break, but that break cannot be just sitting idle. Suddenly I am taking integration and differentiation. This teacher goes out, another teacher comes in. When we start again English, prose or poetry, this teacher goes out, that teacher comes in, again somebody else talking in some other say Telugu or Hindi or whatever. A gap, at the same time a small physical movement, and then especially on breathing. This is extremely important for concentration. Teaching and listening are mind games. They are not physical games, they are mind games. We need to invest this 1 minute so that they come with ultra energy before listening to you. This is where the mentorship begins. Again, the mentorship, first thing, what is the difference between teaching and mentoring? Teaching is you are pushing the information to them. Mentoring is you are taking care of them. You are passionate about their well-being. You feel that they are part of your family. Every single student is part of our family. You really take care of them. You ensure that whatever you teach today, that gives a long-lasting impression in their minds. The mentorship begins with that mindset. So that's what I would like to tell today. Again, mentorship will be continuing because teachers to mentors is one of the big things. That is why for every company you have got advisory people, advisory committee, mentorship committee, right? Why? That CEO or CXO or marketing officer, they're all really good experience, 20 years experience. they also need mentors. Mentors meaning somebody like a guru who will be actually taking care of them, at the same time advising them in the right direction, not just one day, one step at a time, for a longer period of time. So this is a very, very important factor in teaching. This is nothing to do with subject, whether I am an English teacher or Telugu teacher or physics teacher or mathematics teacher. These are all necessary, including college days, including PhD days, including office. These are all definitely needed. It doesn't stop. Mentorship doesn't stop. Academic teaching may stop at some time, at some point of time. Students will start learning on their own, but mentorship never stops. Okay. With that, I will stop for the day, and then I'll push the second poll today. Again, you can ask doubts in chat, or you can answer the poll. Either way, it is fine. Okay. So it's up to you. Okay. You can ask doubts, because the mentorship is something like our youth needs a lot of mentorship. Our students need a lot of mentorship. Our teachers also need a lot of mentorship, because it never stops. It's a lifelong learning. It's a lifelong taking care. This is where the actual teachers imparting character in the students, because the students will start reflecting the teachers. They will simply start reflecting the teachers. You ask every great people, right from Alexander to anybody, they will all start talking about their own teachers, because those teachers were not teachers, they were mentors. So we need to elevate from the teaching level to the mentorship level. Okay. Any doubts you would like to ask, or any suggestions you want to give, or any practices that you want to share with us, that is also good. I will wait for a few minutes. Okay. Fine. I don't receive any very specific doubts. I'll wait for one more minute. If we don't get suggestions or doubts, we will close the class with that. And these mentorship, there are very specific programs. Government is taking a lot of initiatives, especially Department of Youth Affairs. They, in every state government and in central, they try to do this. This mentorship is extremely important. Okay. With that, I stop the recording.